Good morning, everyone. So today we'll study around about the interest formulas. See, there are three types of interest: simple interest, compound interest. Then, with respect to the principal amount, you need to calculate that interest. So there are some basic formulas which have been given to calculate the compound interest and simple interest. Sometimes, rarely the problems are being asked. The theory is being asked. Very little part of it. So first, we will see the time value of money. So the time value of money is nothing but interest or borrowing the money. If a person is investing somewhere in the bank, then he will acquire some interest in that. If he saves his money in that, then the time value of money, if you are saving your money for 1 year, so for 1 year, whatever the cumulative interest you are getting, so that interest will be deposited. So that is nothing but regarding the time value of money. Next is in case of investment, whatever the interest you are getting in that principal amount, that will not be deducted. That will be added cumulative. If you are using for 1 year, after 1 year, that interest will be automatically gets expired. So again, you need to renew it, or you can extend the time limit value. So for that, generally the formula has been given as here P is indicating principal amount. See, these notations are very important because once you understand these notations, it will be easy for you to solve the problems. So here P is principal amount, N is number of interest period, I is interest rate, F is future amount, E is equal amount, and G is uniform rate. So if we come to this problem, say a person depositing 1,50,000 in a bank for 1 year and got it as 1,60,000. See, for 1 year only, if you compare these two problems, you are getting at as 10,000 rupees extra. So what is the interest rate you need to find here? It is asking, it is very simple problem. It is asking what is the interest rate you are getting here. So generally the interest rate is being calculated with respect to the initial value and compound value. So if you are getting an interest rate at initial period for 1,60,000, then what you are getting the interest rate after deducting over 1 year. So similarly, you need to calculate here 160 minus 150. So what you have got, the deducted value as 10,000 rupees. So this 10,000 rupees is only for per year. See, read the problem very carefully. Whatever it is asking for per year for 1 year. And even you can see in that top above question also, person has been investing for 1,50,000 for 1 year. So what is the interest rate for per year? It is not asking for 2 years or 3 years. It is asking for only per year. So interest is nothing but 10,000, whatever the difference amount you have got here, 10,000 divided by 1,50,000. See, don't take 1,60,000 here because this is the interest rate you have got it. You need to take the initial deposited amount. Whatever the initial deposited amount you have done here, you need to consider that amount, not the final amount. So 10,000 by 1,50,000 into 100. So the interest rate is around 6.67%. So this is nothing but our principal interest. This was just a basic problem, but these problems will be in the cumulative form. That it will ask you to calculate simple interest, time value of money, and compound interest. So simple interest is nothing but the interest which is charged based upon the principal amount. No interest is charged on the interest amount during the preceding interest. In case of simple interest, the total amount of interest is accumulated for a given interest period. So whatever interest you have, it should be accumulated for a given period only. That will not. It is fixed period. You are able to decide that period. So if you are deciding for 5 years, see, always the interest is calculated not in months. It is calculated in years. So whatever interest you get, it will be cumulative of that period of time. So the formula for this is P into N into I divided by 100. See, this question can be asked in a very in theoretical part. It can be asked, explain the simple interest, time value of money, and compound interest with respect to the formulas given. If you write all the formulas, you may be awarded marks, or else they'll ask a problem. So there is an or question in respect to these two cases. Now, compound interest. See, compound interest, it is an interest period charged amount, principal amount plus interest. Whatever principal amount you are getting with respect to that interest. See, it is nothing but similar to your time value of money. what the problem we have calculated that are similar to the time value of money. So here compound interest is principal value 1 plus I by 1000 raised to n. N is nothing but number of years. Come to the problem. A person has taken a loan amount of 1 lakh from a bank for a period of 5 years. See, it is asking for 5 years. Estimate the amount of money the person will repay to the bank at the end of 5 years for the following cases. See, read the question properly. The person has taken a loan amount of 1 lakh from a bank for a period of 5 years. Estimate the amount of money the person will repay to the bank at the end of 5 years for the following cases. Considering simple rate interest of 8% per year, considering compound interest rate as 8% per year. Then considering the simple interest at 8% per year, these values may change also. See, the interest for each year it is 1 lakh. Interest for each rate it is 1 lakh into 1 year. Into this is 1 year into 1 year into 0.08. For 1 year you are getting 8,000 rupees. For 1 year you are getting 8,000 rupees. So similarly at the end of each year, what interest rate you will be getting? See, 8 into 5, you are getting 40,000 rupees. Either you can write it directly, or else you can just make a tablet the column, write end of the year amount of interest and total amount owed. So for first year it is 8,000, for second year it is 8,000, for third year is 8,000, for fourth year is 8,000, for fifth year it is 8,000. So if we add all these things, 1 lakh 8, 1 lakh 16, 1 lakh 24, 1 lakh 30. Considering the amount for the 8% per year, the amount of interest and total compound interest. See, it is asking now to calculate the simple interest, time value of money, and compound interest. So your compound interest, your formula already have this principal amount 1 lakh plus I is nothing but 8% of interest, and for 1 year. For 1 year you are getting 1 lakh 8,000. For second year you are getting 1 lakh 16,000, 640. Because this is in terms of square, so here it is changing. So if you tabulate all the values similar to that, 1 lakh plus 1 8 by 100 into 3, 1 lakh 1 plus 8 by 100 into 3, 1 lakh 1 plus 8 by 100 into 4, 1 lakh 1 plus 8 by 100 into 5. So if you add all these things here, you will get this value. Better to make tabular column. Better to make a tabular column so that it may not confuse you. Or else for every synonymous you need to write here 1 lakh plus whatever the amount you have got. So 1 lakh 8, 1 lakh 16, 1 lakh 25, 1 lakh 36, and 1 lakh 46. This is your compound interest. This is your principal interest. And this cash flow diagrams, it is a graphical representation with respect to the cash outflow and cash inflow. See, whatever these vertical rows on the time scale are written, these are nothing but inflows. These are nothing but the revenues which are being generated at the particular year, or particular decade, or particular year. For 1 year, what is the amount when you have deposited for 1 year? At the end of the year, what amount of interest you are getting? So that you can term by the principal cash flow diagram. So these cash flow diagrams are generally for intervals of time. It can be taken for 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, or 5 years, or maximum 10 years. It varies based upon the interest value. So for simple interest, the cash value flow of diagram will be different. For compound interest, the cash flow value of diagram will be different. So for every term of years, there will be difference in the amount of cash flow. This is not much importance for the examination point of view, but it may or may not be, since already we have graphical representation based upon the pie charts. So I hope that this may not us, but just have a glance on it, whatever the interest value you are getting. Next is single payment. So single payment compound amount is for initial payments and final period with respect to the interest. With respect to the interest, see, whatever in this unit, it is only based upon the interest values. Whether it is for single payment, whether it is for double payment, it is based upon the interest value which are being obtained. See, the formula for this is F1 plus I into N. See, all formulas you write in a single sheet of paper. so you can remember it, because uh, it might confuse you, because simple interest, compound interest, already you are coming up with the number of years you are calculating it. That may not trouble you much, but calculating this part, it may happen some time off, because single payment amount and double payment amount, it may take some time. See, for this problem, a person deposits a sum of rupees 40,000 at an interest rate of 15% compounded. See, already it is given compound interest here. You no need to calculate the time value of money and simple interest. And for 10 years, it is asking for 10 years. What is the maturity value after 10 years? Whatever you are depositing the amount of for 10 years, what you are getting the amount rate at an interest of 15% after 10 years. Read this question properly, because sometimes it may confuse you. See, principal is 40,000, interest rate is 15%, N is 10 years. So F is equal to P plus P square under root B into 1 plus I raised to N. N is nothing but years, I is nothing but interest rate. See, for 40,000, uh, you need to modify this formula a little bit. 1 plus IN, 1 plus 15% raised for 10 years, that is 4.04. So 40,000 into 4.04, if you do, you get 1,61,600. The maturity amount for 15% is 1,61,000. But generally 15% interest nowadays it is not being done. But as per the problem, see, problems will be very simple. It will be short only, but you need to remember the formula for this. Next problem is a person wishes to have a future sum of rupees 1,50,000 for his son's education after 10 years from now. What is the single payment that he should deposit now so that he gets the desired amount after 10 years? The bank gives 13% interest rate compound annually. So F is 1,50,000, I is 13%, N is 10 years. So F is equal to P is equal to F 1 plus I raised to N. See here the single payment value is changed. How to understand this problem as single payment or compound payment means? Just tabulate the values here. 1 by 1 plus 0.13 raised to 10. So 1,50,000 into 0.295 is 44,250 rupees. The next is equal payment. What amount of equal payment you are getting for compound cumulative years of time? So this is important for your even GATE exam also. Sometimes it may be asked in CPM part, critical path method, and these formulas are very important if you are preparing for any competitive exams or bank exams. Generally, these type of things only will be asked. So it will be better for you to remember from now only. F is equal to A into 1 plus I raised to N minus 1 by I. See, these are all empirical formulas, no need for derivations. Just you can see that with respect to the difference in the years, whatever the values you are getting with respect to interest I%. So if you come to the problem, a person who is now 30 years old is planning for his retired life. He plans to invest an equal amount of rupees 20,000 at the end of every year for next 30 years, starting from the end of next year. The bank gives 15% interest rate compound annually. Find the maturity value of his account when he is 60 years old. So here A value is given 20,000, N is 30 years, I is 15%. The corresponding cash flow diagram, if you see here, see at every 30 years it is equal only. So just to input the formulas, F is equal to A 1 plus I raised to N minus 1. N is nothing but here years. So better you calculate this at the bottom of your problem. So it will be easy. Don't refer this A is equal to F by A and all. This will confuse you. Just you take 1 plus I raised to N, I minus 1. So if you substitute that, you will get the answer. See, next is equal payment series sinking fund. See, in this sinking fund, what amount your value is getting synced for every year. Not in terms of depreciation, it in terms of interest only. Equal amount, whatever you're depositing. This is a reference to the company law. Usually, company will occur this type of interests. company has to replace a present facility after 10 years at an outlay of rupees 5 lakhs. It plans to deposit an equal amount at the end of every year for next 10 years at an interest rate of 15% compound annually. Find the equivalent amount that must be deposited at the end of every year for next 10 years. See, year fee is rupees 5 lakhs, N is 10 years, I is 15%. So if you see all the years, you are getting it as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So for every 5 lakhs, you will get this amount. To substitute all these things. See here, one problem it is there that what it is asking equal payment series sinking fund. Equal payment series present worth amount is similar to equal series payment with respect to the years it is been asking here, but it is asking with respect to the series of amount. So P is equal to A 1 plus I raised to N minus 1, I 1 plus I raised to N. So to substitute all these things, you will get this formula, but generally equal payment amounts are not being asked in exams, but it may or it may not be asked. Generally, it is used for banking purpose. Next is uniform gradient series. Uniform gradient series is whatever the amount is being added for every incremental at the equal rate of interest. At the every, see whatever interest you are taking for 5 years, I will be keeping that amount of interest will be same. If you are getting an interest for 6.75 for 1 year, next year if the interest is increased by the 8%, that interest will not be taken. You will be taken as 6.75 only for 5 years. That is the importance of this. Nominal and effective interest rate. See, nominal interest is an interest which is based upon engineering economic formulas at a discount rate per time period. Typically, interest rate are being taken place for every 12% of the amount, which is nominal and effective rates. Nominal rates are being calculated based upon the set fixed interest. Whatever the fixed interest if you are getting at a rate of 12%, if a bank is generally what you will get an amount for 1.5 year, 1.5 2 years. These interest will be calculated based upon the cumulative rate of period. So, based on that, the effective interest can be calculated. See, generally, these interests are being calculated based on nominal interest and effective interest. So, effective interest rate will be quarterly, monthly, or halfly, semi-annually. See, if I am taking for 4 months, I need interest for 4 months only. So for 4 months, whatever interest I will get, then I will calculate. If I for 6 months, whatever interest I am getting, I will calculate. For semi-annually or annually, for 12 months, if you want to keep for 12 months also, you can keep it. But I request all the students that write all the formulas in a piece of paper and daily refer it so that you may not forget in the examination. So person invests sum of rupees 10,000 in a bank at a nominal interest rate of 10% for 10 years. The compounding is quarterly. See the compounding here quarterly. So quarterly means 4 months. Half yearly means 6 months. Semi-annually means 9 months. Then annually means 12 months. Remember this. So C is 4. Rate of interest is 1 plus I by C into C. C is 4. If you substitute all these values, you will get the answer. So deferred annuity is annuity of the rate which is occurring at the series of time with a uniform series rate. Several methods have been used to determine the equivalency rate. For example, T of uniform series is shown. So annuity rate will differ based upon the uniform series rate. See, the first part of the payment is paid generally for annuity calculation, second part is for periods, and the third part is for pre-annuity periods. Comparison of alternatives. One feasible designers and a project managers will need to handle is this economical values, maintenance costs and tax benefits, economic value, salvage value, and feasible values are all being calculated on comparison of alternatives. So comparison of alternatives by present worth method is based upon the expenditures income oriented on zero value cash and uniform series. This compound interest rate depends upon the present worth geometric gradient of series, then alternative methods, then based upon the simple interest, based upon the salvage value of interest, based upon the time value of interest. All these interests are being calculated based on the comparison of alternative present period. See, till here you study it. Next class we'll start this problem. So next class I'll complete your syllabus. For the fourth module I'll complete next tomorrow. Tomorrow we'll schedule it. So by tomorrow I'll be completing this module. If you have any doubts, you can ask. I'll unmute you. And just if you have any doubt, you can ask. These notes I'll send you also. I hope everyone has understood. So thank you for cooperating.
Yes.
We'll wind up the class tomorrow. Tomorrow we'll just complete the syllabus. If you have any doubts, you can ask me later on.
Hello.
Oh, yes.
Sir, in this model, only one type of problems are there, sir. Like simple interest or compound interest.
Simple interest, compound interest, and time value money, generally they are asking in examination. But to keep it safer side, you remember this type problems also, like equal payments, and single payments. This type of problem I'm telling. This type of problem. Are you able to see it?
Yes, sir.
These type of problems I am concentrating more on this type of problem. This type of problems are being asked continuously in examinations, but to be in safer side, you remember these types also: single payment, compound amount. But cash flow diagrams are not being asked. Cash flow diagrams are not being asked. So you can just remember these type of problems being asked. This is asked once.
Okay.
This is asked once. This type of problem is asked once. So better you make a paper and write all the formulas so you can remember it.
Okay.
Any other?
No, sir.
Fine. Thank you.